Get in the middle with Mr. D1 at blogspot.com with some more teaching tips for lesson 4 of my sight singing program S Cubed, available on Teachers Pay Teachers and Music in the Middle with Mr. D. So this is for day 2, and again, it's really important because we're reading pitch for the first time. Now, in my oral warm-up today, I would ask questions like, I would maybe draw something on the board and say, is this a line note or a space note? And I would use quarter notes, half notes, and whole notes, because we want them to distinguish between which notes, that it's only the oval that matters right now to them. And we've got to zero them in on that. Otherwise, they can get very confused by that. So then once we've done that, we play the game using the guidelines I gave for day 1. And we do follow the hand. They're getting better at it, but we're just going slowly and deliberately and making sure they're singing in tune and correcting those tuning issues we may hear. Then we get to this sight singing example, and the sight singing example today is we want to reiterate, of course, and ask the question, what is that first note in the first measure? Which is, of course, you're telling them where do is located. Now, for teachers, I want to make sure you understand we're not using the real key. We're using varied but comfortable do. So you're going to that means you're going to stay around C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. And the reason we're doing that is because we want to make sure they're comfortable, they're not dealing with singing issues, that it's too high or too low. And we definitely don't want to stick to fixed do, because that's a whole, that can cause problems as well. We want to move it a little bit, but just not a lot in this moment. So when you see the high pitch that is in example 2, don't use that. Use the varied but comfortable do of your choice. Now, the stems are the issue in this example. So when you're looking at example 2, it will confuse the eye of children in terms of sometimes with lines versus spaces. When they see the stem change, they fail to remember that you've told them only to pay attention to the oval. So make sure that you ask, is this a line or a space? If this is do, the first pitch that you sing in measure 2, what is the second pitch? Ask out loud. Just point. Hopefully you're projecting the image so it's easier for you to guide and catch those problems. That's definitely the best way. If you don't have a way to project, draw it on the board. And then go through and have them tell you the answers to the names of the notes. Then have them silently sign it on their own, at their own pace. And that's sort of a predecessor to something later we call chaos. I'll teach that in lesson 6. So this, once they've done the silent signing, then you're going to give them the do. You don't need to sing the scale or anything, just give them a do. If you're nervous, if they're really beginners, you might want to just sing like do, re, mi, fa, sol or something like that once, but to establish tonality, but it's up to you. And then once you've given them the do, establish the very slow and steady rhythm and have them sing the example. And hopefully, again, they're successful. They should be. These are very simple 3 pitches. It should be very simple as long as they're making sure to lift and lower their hand properly and those types of things. You should notice the hand lifting and lowering when they're silently signing. If they're really beginners, before they try to sing it, you definitely would want to point to each pitch again and watch them sign it and not allow them to sing. And then point to the second pitch and see if they lifted the hand properly. And this gives you time to correct the errors that can often occur with these young singers. So those are some ideas to help you with the example 2 of lesson 4. Hope it's working for you. Have a great day.